Thanks for joining us on the John Mendola Show. We are driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. Let's talk Kings College Monarchs men's basketball. Chris Fazzini joining us right now. Well, Chris, it's been a good start for the Monarchs. Let's talk a little bit about your team.
Yeah, absolutely. Great start to the year. Got a young squad back, returning with a lot of experience, and we're definitely excited for this year. Good record so far, and we're definitely pushing into the holiday break. We have a home tournament coming up, and we're excited for two tough teams coming in that we're going to get to play against, and hopefully we'll end the break with go into the break with two nice wins.
So much talent on this team, and boy, there's at any given night anybody could score, and you're one of those guys that you could score 24 or you could score 6, but nonetheless, you guys are just looking for wins.
Absolutely, definitely a family atmosphere that we have on the team, and that definitely a pick-me-up role. You don't have to be the star player at every moment in the game. Whatever the team needs to do to win, and I think we all realize that when we play together, that's definitely when we play our strongest. And it's evident, as you can see by our scoring, it's very distributed.
Right now, you guys are 13 strong at Kings. Talk a little bit about the smaller group, but trying to get everybody involved and trying to stay tight because everybody at this point matters with such a small roster.
It really does. You have people coming off the bench, filling in their roles, but people who are giving the reps in practice. I think that's the biggest part. Last year we had a little bigger of a squad. So this year, everybody's getting continuous reps, getting into game situations, and really getting the feel for what it's like to be not only on the team, but on a Monarch basketball team.
Chris, when you talk about being able to score, tell us about where you see the scores for the Monarchs this year. I mean, are you guys going to win games scoring 50, or is it going to be scoring 70? Does Coach talk much about that?
He does a little bit, and I'll tell you, we definitely pride ourselves on our defense. Defense comes first, and defense creates a great offense. So with our defense, we like to start on that end of the floor, and then once we get down to the offensive end, play in transition a little bit, get some easy buckets, but nothing too crazy. Just take what comes to us.
Chris Fazzini joining us here on the John Mendola Show, talking Kings College Monarchs basketball. Chris, you talk about those rivalry games. Eventually, you'll play Wilkes, play Misericordia, some teams that are local. What's that like? Because there's so much local talent here, and some guys are staying home to play some basketball.
I think it's really awesome. In high school, you get rivalry games all the time. When you're playing crosstown rivals from Hazleton, or you're getting the Lackawanna League rivals as well. You get a lot of talent coming from the area, and it's nice to see that those rivalries continue into the college career. I know our Wilkes and Misericordia games from last year were great games to be at, huge atmospheres, packed stands, and all great games to watch and to play in. They'll be the games that I remember for the rest of my life.
Chris, I was talking to Coach Andraco over the weekend, and boy, the dynamics right now of the Freedom Conference, it's unbelievable. I mean, you get a team like Eastern, got to see them, 7 guys from Miami, Florida. You get another team like Manhattanville. They got guys from Australia and Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic. So Division III basketball has changed so much, and it's hard to compete. You guys have to get out there and be fundamentally sound to make sure that you're finishing off games.
Absolutely. On any given day, a team can have a good game or a bad game, and the talent in Division III is talent itself. You're playing with the best basketball players that came right out of high school, and they can play with the best players in the nation, and you have to bring your A game at all times.
Do you think this is a special group for Kings? I mean, you guys are a bunch of, I think you seem like you're just a bunch of blue-collar grinders, but do you think you could compete with any team in the league?
I really do. We might be grinders, but that's what we like to see ourselves as. When we're putting the work in throughout the summer in the weight room and on the court, other teams might be thinking that they have some talent and they don't need to work as hard, but we're willing to push our strengths to the limits, and we're at all times have each other's backs. So I think that's something that we have an advantage on over other teams.
Well, I think you come from a situation where both your coach in high school was kind of like that, and Mark Atherton had to fight for everything he got. And J.P. Andraco did that at the University of Scranton as a player. And how about Coach Andraco as a coach, what he's like to play for him and what he demands in the coaching staff?
Coach Andrejko's a great guy. Definitely not afraid to tell you when you're doing something wrong, and definitely not afraid to tell you when you're doing something right. He'll give you a pat on the back as well. He knows he's a very smart man in terms of knowing where to put his players in order to allow them to score. He's very interested in seeing the dynamics of the team unfold. He's really helped us this year see how we can get into spots and help each other score more than all individual play. So that's been really helpful, and off the court as well. He's a great guy to be around. Not only a coach, but a mentor and friend for life as well.
There's a difference when you get to college. When a freshman comes in, usually they could play right off the bat. And when you get to high school, ninth grader, it's a little challenging. You'll get one here or there that might be able to play, but it always pushes those older players a little bit. And at Kings, you guys just seem to every year, okay, we got this freshman or this freshman. There's always guys just kind of pushing it to make sure you guys work even harder.
Absolutely. This year we have a great freshman, only one on the squad. His name is Jake Barber from Hanover, another local guy, but he's an awesome talent. Definitely helping us out this year, and it definitely keeps everybody on their toes. You can't take any possessions off during practice. You got to fight for what you got. And I don't think we're worried about playing time as much. I think we're all worried about how we can fit into those roles. I think we're at our best when we all push each other, not just the freshmen, but when the seniors push the freshmen, when the sophomores push the juniors. That's when we're at our best and when we all work our hardest.
And talk about that love of basketball, love of sports with the whole Fazzini family. I know you guys are still pretty strong and still get after it as a family.
Absolutely. Long line of basketball in the family, from my grandmother or grandfather right down to me. Everybody playing basketball in my family. Definitely taken after my brothers, both playing basketball in college. So it started definitely in the backyard of the Fazzini household. Where you have two older brothers that are pushing you around a little bit, so you got to learn how to fight back. You learn the skills from just watching their games and taking the time to perfect your skills.
Well, Chris, congratulations again on another start to a season. I always want to stay healthy and continue to play the ball game that you love, and of course, I know how much passion you have for it. So, continued success at Kings.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Sean.
Chris Fazzini from the Kings College Monarchs men's basketball team here on the John Mendola Show. We are driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers.